Your Excellency, the President, Mr. Charles Sovereign, Mr. Sovereign, Honourable Prime Minister, Minister for Education, and Member of Parliament for the Plaine constituency, Honourable Peter Session, Cabinet colleagues, Permanent Secretaries, Assistant Parish Priest, Director of Public Prosecution, Chief Magistrate, Commissioner of Police, all other ranks, Chairman of the Police Service Commission, and board members. I see former members of Parliament for the Plaine constituency, Mr. Hesif Alexander, a great Dominican, and Mr. Ron Green. I want to also recognize in our mix staff members of the Ministry of Justice, Immigration and National Security, staff members of the Ministry of Public Works, members of the media fraternity, and most importantly, the people of Plaine and the surrounding areas. Good afternoon. It's for me a tremendous honor to be here today in this absolutely wonderful and beautiful community of Plaine. I want to advise most of you, the young men in Plaine, there's a particular history that is unique to Plaine, that young men who came to Plaine for the very first time, most of them never went back home. For a matter of fact, they bought land and built the home in Plaine. That speaks to the beauty of Plaine. I do hope, having said that, therefore, that all of us will go back to our respective homes in peace and in whole. Ladies and gentlemen, good things are happening in our beautiful country, isn't that so? Positive things are happening in this beautiful country. And it brings memories of this wonderful rendition. Something is happening, isn't that so? Just last month, your government, the Dominica Labour Party government, passed the 2015 and 2016 national budget. A budget that speaks to the realities of today's world. This budget contains a number of developmental priority programs geared towards our sustainable economic growth. I want to say to you, therefore, that those development priority programs cannot be realized without a peaceful and just society. And in this regard, therefore, the role of the police is indeed essential. That is why this week the spotlight is again on the police, as we officially commissioned 2 police stations, one here in Plaine and the other in Calibishi. I was speaking to a police officer just a couple of days ago, and he said to me, it feels like Police Week. As you heard from the previous speakers before me, and more so, your own member of Parliament for your Plaine constituency, the Plaine Police Station and Magistrates Court was vacated more than 35 years ago. And as you know, that the building at the time was too dilapidated for human habitation. These 2 agencies were moved to a health center. And of course, you know the history, the health center too was in a state of disrepair. Your government, this Labour Party administration, with our taxpayers' money, rented private buildings which had proven to be grossly inadequate for the effective execution of law enforcement duties. They did not have the requisite facilities such as cells, armory, exhibit, briefing rooms, and interview rooms, which are standard in all police stations in this new dispensation. Living quarters were cramped, and of course, inevitably, affected the moral and productivity of our police force. There was no accommodation for female officers. You heard just now from your member of Parliament in this regard. Our current trends in crimes against women and girls require the decentralization of female officers. And I'm very happy for you, the people of Laplin, and the other surrounding areas, that you have 2 female officers to attend to reports that are made by our ladies in your wonderful community. Before, female officers had to be transported to the area time and time, requiring expertise such as officers. I want to say to you, that is something of the past. This resulted in undue delays, substandard service to the public, and placed additional burdens on the department's limited resources. Ladies and gentlemen, this new building includes accommodation for female officers and a separate building for an inspector for the area. I've been so advised that this new facility can house 15 police officers. That is in fact development, my dear friends. Following the excavation from the building housing the police in Laplin, we had an issue with the magistrate court. No court was held in Laplin for a number of years, can you recall that? Resulting in long delays for resolution of court matters and creating serious backlog on the already overburdened court system. The undue delays could have eroded the confidence of you, the people of Laplin, in our justice system. This, for you, the people of Laplin, Monjon, River Civic, and Grenfell, is now something of the past. The improvement in the Southeast now makes it poised for the other areas of development, and in preparation, my dear friends, as you know, and you heard from a member of parliament, for what to come in terms of development, you shall see improvement to the road network, and already you're seeing, of course, the office being set up, and I can say to you in due time, you shall see a significant transformation for your road, coming from Bajab all the way back into the White River. That is in fact development, and that signifies therefore that you in Laplin, you're moving forward, my dear friends. As we have said before, and I want to reiterate for emphasis, development is an incremental process. For all those who doubted us, insofar as our capacity is concerned, to construct for you a new road from Bajab into Laplin, as we have been able to demonstrate in the past, in due time, you will see the transformation and the development that you're talking about. And you will be able to drive from Bajab into Delis in a similar fashion as you drive from Roseau into the Melvin Airport. That is for your development, my dear friends, and that is what we stand for in the Dominica Labour Party, my dear friends. This government will continue to invest in developing the physical and human resource base to support the police. That is critical. In June of this year, as I made mention a couple of days ago in Calibishi, as Minister for Justice, Immigration, and National Security, I signed on behalf of the government of Dominica an agreement with the Ministry of Justice, of Defense, of the government of the People's Republic of China. This agreement is with a view to further developing the friendly and cooperative relations between the People's Republic of China and the people of Dominica. This relationship, as you know, was initiated by our own Honourable Prime Minister, my dear friends, and now, my dear friends, we can see for ourselves some of the benefits deriving from that great partnership. As I've said before, from this agreement, you'll see to the tune of $1.5 million US going to be utilized to procure new vehicles, to train police officers, and to invest in equipment for search and rescue. That, my dear friends, is very significant as we try to move forward and to take Dominica to the next level. I want to therefore call on the chief, and I heard him speak just now, on all ranks, that the future look bright in the police force. And as I heard from the chief, I want to again ask of you to go to the communities and to talk to the people. Walk the streets. Go to the garages. Go to the shops. On the beaches. And as I've said before, I want to reiterate that because it's very, very, very dear to my heart. You go there not to recreate, but to make your eyes boil your peace. You have to express purpose of detecting crime, my dear friends. I am saying to you that I met with some of the members of the police force, more so SSU members, a couple days ago. And I was very much touched and impressed by the determination. And what I saw coming from them was a commitment to serve. I want to say to you, as you have been able to see from us, that your government is committed to providing the requisite resources or the tools of trade to enable you to do your work. But as I said before, you have to help us. And you have to be mindful of the changes that are taking place into the society. And you have to adapt to these changes. And I'm warning you, if you're not mindful of those changes, my dear friends, you will not survive into this society. In that regard, therefore, I want to draw your attention to the application of a Darwinian principle of the survival of the fittest to the organizational environment lead us to the conclusion that the ability of an organization, which includes the police force, to respond effectively to the change that is taking place in the environment will determine whether that organization survives or not. The strongest organizational structure is the one most able to adapt to the changes in the environment. As I've said before, the fittest survive. So if you're able to survive in the changing environment, you will determine your future. And as I said to you, and I want to say it again for emphasis, that change I talk about, that survival that I talk about, can only be measured by your ability to effectively do the following. One, prevent crime. And secondly, my dear friends, solve crime. That, I'm convinced, the only hope in doing so is to embark on a comprehensive, well-defined community policing program that speaks to the needs of all the communities. Because different communities, my dear friends, will have different needs. Having said that, I'm aware, my dear friends, that there's already a template in existence. A number of police officers have been trained in community policing. Let us now develop a plan that will inform the policy direction of a comprehensive national community policing program. I want, in conclusion, to express my gratitude to all of my past ministers with responsibility for national security. I don't want to mention the names again, I did so yesterday. We all know who they are, and that's all I'm going to be saying. I want to also recognize the hard work of all the past permanent secretaries. I see in our mix Mr. Jean-Jacques, and before him, Mr. Eddie Bruno. And how can I miss our hardworking current permanent secretary? On Wednesday, he was in Calibishi from 12. And I've been advised that he has been in La Plaine from 9 o'clock today. I mean, he is working hard. I want to say to you, the wonderful people of La Plaine, continue to love your police. Continue to support the police. But I want to ask of you one thing. If you come to make a report, or you call on the phone to make a report, and the police officers do not answer to your knock on the door, or to you walk into the charge office, or to you calling on the phone, what are you going to do? It is for you, therefore, to report this matter to the chief of police, my dear friends. Whereas we invest in the building of the police station, and it heard quite eloquently from the member of parliament for La Plaine, the building and all is not enough. It is us who occupy it who have to have the understanding that you're here to serve the community. And you serve the community by responding to the reports made by the members of the community in quick time, my dear friends. Having said that, I'm confident that with the new breed of police officers in La Plaine, they will answer to all your calls, all your knocks, as quickly as possible. I want to say, my dear friends, I want to commend the Minister for Education and the member for of Parliament for the Lapin constituency. I made mention of the permanent secretaries, the past ministers, but I want to say to you something, you the people of Lapin and the other surrounding areas, that if it were not for Peter Pepper, can I say that? Yes. That station would not have been built at this time. It was because of the force and the push of Peter, Honourable Peter Session, that the Prime Minister was convinced that I had to find that money before Peter leaves. And I'm so happy that he's happy. And I get the sense that Honourable Peter Session is going to dance for us tonight. I'm convinced that. I thank you very much. And may the good Lord bless you. Thank you very much.